Well, lovely to meet you, Stephen. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would please introduce yourself to the audience and just let them know who you are, why we've got in touch today.
Yep, sure. Hello, everyone. So my name is Stephen Papadopoulos, and I'm an MS Readathon ambassador. So for over 17 years now, I've been going to schools and spreading the word about what MS is and about the program and just trying to get people involved. Yeah.
Okay. And what is MS?
That's a really good question. So MS stands for multiple sclerosis. It comes from the Greek words meaning many scars. And these scars attack the nerves in your central nervous system. So your central nervous system is your brain and your spinal cord. And your central nervous system controls everything that you do in life, like everything. So your strength, your memory, your coordination, your bladder, sensitivity, walking, like everything. So with MS have scars, and depending on which nerve the scars attacking, that's where a person with MS will have difficulty. So everyone's MS is very, very different. No one's is the same. You won't meet anyone that has followed the same journey as another person living with MS. So everyone's is very unique and very individual. Yeah, so just some other stats about MS. It affects more women than men. For every 3 women who are diagnosed with MS, 1 man will be diagnosed with MS.
Have any idea as to why that is, or it's just some sort of phenomenon with it?
No idea. I don't know how I got to be so lucky. The average age of diagnosis for MS is just 30, so it's considered a young person's condition. There's over 27,000 Australians that live with MS, and there's no cure, and we don't know what causes it.
Right. So the readathon, what is that in aid of?
Yeah, so the readathon is something that's really, really passionate for me because I did the MS readathon when I was 12 years old in high school. And we had a man come and play a video, and I was inspired enough to actually like register and take part. But unfortunately, I didn't pay too much attention to, I guess, the symptoms and what's involved, because just a few short years later at 16, I would get my first MS symptoms. So, and then it took 6 years before I was diagnosed. So I was actually diagnosed in 2001 at the age of 22. So for me, it's about educating people and just letting them know what the symptoms are, sharing my journey, so that way they're just educated about the disease, and if they can do something which they do every single day, they can help make a difference to the people living with MS.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so money that gets raised from the MS Readathon goes towards putting special camps on for families living with MS. So if a mum or dad or a parent has been diagnosed with MS, as a family, they can go and attend these camps that go for the weekend. And the kids to do these activities where they kind of get to experience what it could be like living with MS. So things like putting marbles in their shoes and socks and trying to walk and just seeing how difficult that is, or pins and needles. I've been living with pins and needles in my hands and feet for, since 2007. Every single day, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just there. So things that I struggle with are things like tying up my shoes, brushing my teeth, shaving, using a knife and fork, turning the pages of a book. So one of the activities is, using gloves to try to do simple everyday tasks, so they kind of get a feel of what it's like to experience that symptom and how difficult things are. And for the family,
desensitized? Is that because you're overly sensitive or desensitized to it?
It's just difficult. Like it's just hard because I can't grip things, and it's such a intense feeling. I can't do simple everyday things because I've gotten used to it, but it's still there. It's still an issue for me. Just with the parents who go to these camps, they get to connect with other families. So they get to connect with other couples that are experiencing the diagnosis as well. And MS can be quite a lonely disease sometimes. So to get connected and and feel like you're not alone is pretty much priceless. So that's another thing the MS camps offer.
You maintain friendships?
Well, yeah, I think it's up to the individuals, but I know of kids that have exchanged like Facebook and email addresses and stuff, and I'm sure the parents have swapped numbers and email addresses as well. And with technology how it is today, it's quite easy to just keep in touch with someone with social media.
And what about the history of the charity? Do you know much about that?
Yeah, so the MS Readathon has been around now for 42 years. So it's been around for a long time. It's as old as I am. And it's changed and evolved a lot throughout the years. When I did the readathon, it was where you had the piece of paper and you had to write down, you know, people's names and how much they wanted to sponsor you, and you'd go door knocking and ask people to sponsor you for every book that you read. Whereas now when you register, you get a link. So you can send that link to anyone. You can put it on social media. You can send it to grandma if she lives overseas, or cousins, relatives, anyone that you know, anyone that you can send a link to. All they need to do is click on it and they can just donate to you.
Right.
And yeah, and I encourage kids to, you know, get their mum and dad to share the link with their networks as well as their work colleagues. That link, as long as it just keeps getting shared and stuff, people can click on it and donate. And also the readathon is not only for kids, it's also for adults. So when you go to the website, which is www.msreadathon.org.au, you can just Google MS Readathon and it will come up. It gives you the option when you register of I'm a child or I'm a big kid. So adults can register as well. So it's for everyone, and it's kind of the perfect activity to do right now with what's going on in the world, because you can just sit back with a book and curl up in the corner and just read and, you know, not interact with anyone and just escape into the world of, you know, fiction or non-fiction, whatever it is that you choose to read. And yeah.
Who can sponsor?
So again, anyone can sponsor. As long as you have that link that you can click on, you can send that to anyone, put it on social media, email it to people, and all they need to do is click on that link and then make the donation and put, you know, credit card details in, and then that goes straight to the person's fundraising total instantly.
Awesome. And do you have to be a member already to be able to be a sponsor?
No. All you need is that link. So once you click on that link, you can make the donation, and you don't have to be registered with the MS Readathon at all. It's just making that one-off donation.
Too easy. And then what about the cut-off date? When's the cut-off date for anyone who wants to get involved to read in the readathon?
Yeah, pretty much the last day of July. The MS Readathon starts on August 1st and goes for the whole month of August. So whatever anyone can read in the month of August goes towards the MS Readathon list of things that they've read. And I like pointing out to people that people read every single day, whether they realize it or not. And with kids, they get homework. It's unavoidable. Kids will get homework. So doing something like your homework can actually help you, you know, get some funding for the MS Readathon. You know, they read English books, history books, geography books, you know, Bibles, all these things that they read in school counts towards the MS Readathon. And even at home, if you've bought a game or you've bought something that you need to assemble, a puzzle or, you know, some furniture or something, and you're reading the instructions on how to put it together or how to play it, you're reading something. You know, even on social media, when we're, you know, news articles online that we read on our phones and stuff, that's reading. So we read every single day. So if you can, you know, if we can take part in this program and, you know, help support people living with MS for something that we're already doing every day, it's kind of a win-win.
Definitely. Yeah. And then you're an ambassador for MS Readathon. What does that mean to be an ambassador?
I guess it means, you know, promoting the MS word, kind of dissolving symptoms, not dissolving symptoms, dissolving the kind of myths about what MS is. When people meet me and they find out that I've got MS, you know, I put my ambassador hat on straight away because they're like, but you're young, but you're walking, but you look normal, but you're so young, but you're so good looking. And I'm like, I know, but, you know, just because someone's got a big smile on their face and they seem to be walking fine doesn't mean there's other things that aren't happening. So I guess I'm an ambassador full time because you know, I just like educating people, and if I can help encourage people to make a difference and get involved somehow, whether it's the readathon or one of our other events that we hold, there's something for everyone. You know, we have events with bikes, we have events with like swimming, we have reading, we've got, yeah, there's quite a lot of things that we offer to help fundraise. So yeah.
That's great. I didn't know about these other ones. And then with the other events, does that mean that they focus on a different area within MS to support families with MS or individuals with MS?
So yeah, so with Readathon, the money just goes to the camps. With our other events like the MS Gong Ride or the Melbourne Cycle, or we've got walk and fun runs all over Australia, Tasmania, Canberra, Melbourne, Sydney. The fundraising that gets raised from that goes towards supporting people living with MS. So, you know, a lot of people need help, whether it's dealing with a new diagnosis and they need information, they need support from a nurse, they need counseling, or they might need assistance with, a certain symptom and the type of MS
treatment.
Yeah. So the type of MS that I have is the most common type. It's called relapse remitting. So symptoms come and go whenever they want. And one of the biggest symptoms I had actually happened when I was 30 years old. I woke up one morning and I couldn't walk. Just went to bed one night, woke up the next morning and just couldn't get out of bed. And that lasted for 9 weeks where I couldn't walk. And luckily now I can walk, but I needed assistance. So the MS organization helped me with a wheelchair. They helped install little hand railings in my home, in the shower, in the hallways. They put little ramps at the door so that way I could get the wheelchair in and out. So those kind of, that was amazing at that age. It was such a relief, not only for me, but for my family, because it just made things so much easier.
And you probably felt a lot more independent as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was nice to be able to stand in the shower and just hold on to something and shower myself. So every case is very, very different and individual, but the other events, that's what they raise money for, like to help support people living with MS and when they need and stuff like that. Whereas as I said, the readathon just goes towards the camps. Because when you're newly diagnosed, you kind of feel very lost, very lonely, very isolated. You don't know what the future holds. So it's nice to have that connection. And, the hashtag that we use is no one should face MS alone. And these camps definitely make sure that no one is facing MS alone.
That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And then how long do the camps actually go for?
How long? They go for the weekend. So I think people arrive on like the Friday night or Friday afternoon, and then they head off on Sunday afternoon. And so there's activities, there's meals, and there's fun, and there's lots of games and lots of bonding, and it's really good. I actually attended just to have a look at what was happening, and just saw all the kids with smiling faces and the parents like meeting other parents. So it was just amazing. It was really good.
That's awesome. And then do you take part yourself? Do you get sponsors and read?
No, I don't actually. I take part in other events. I'm doing the Gong Ride this year, which is virtual. I did the Gong Ride a couple of years ago.
And what exactly is the Gong Ride?
So the Gong Ride is, the normal kind of Gong Ride is a bike ride that is 82 kilometers.
Wow.
And it's from Sydney, and you ride your bike for 82 kilometers, and you end up in Wollongong.
Oh my
And
goodness.
that's a, you know, that's a big event. We have 10,000 people that take part in that. And yeah, so this year, because of social distancing, it's virtual. So you ride, you select the amount of kilometers that you want to do, and in the month of October, you have to try to get those kilometers in and collect sponsors and things like that. So
Oh, everything's going viral. I mean,
yeah,
you know, we can't get outdoors, but we can still do it inside.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I
Mm.
mean, with everything that's happening, you've really got to accommodate and change things and be able to yeah, accommodate everyone. And
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Just one last question. Is there anything you would like to share that you haven't already that may inspire or give ideas to someone out there, possibly in a similar situation?
um I just think it's nice to get educated. So if you've learned something about MS, you know, in this session, then that's great.
Mhm.
If you're motivated enough to, you know, take part in the MS Readathon, that's even better, because you're doing something for yourself, which is reading, and then by collecting some sponsors, you're helping people living with MS. Um, it's kind of, it's nice when people can kind of understand and hear the symptoms. Like, you know, it's just so bizarre that they come and go. Like, I've had times where I've lost vision completely in my left eye.
Mhm.
I've had times where I've lost vision over 90% in both eyes. There are times when I don't have the strength and energy to get out of bed. There are times, you know, it's just so bizarre. So for people to kind of understand what it's like and kind of be thankful for their life and, you know, how good they actually have it is really important as well.
Mhm.
um, just for people to enjoy life and take each day as it comes and just enjoy. Um, and for people living with MS, it's, you know, it's always just try to be positive. I know it's hard sometimes, but just try to be positive and always look for the good in things. Even if it's a nice meal or, you know, a nice walk or, you know, an interaction with a cute dog. You know, dogs always make me smile. I can't I walk and ride my bike a lot, so when I see this dog, I have to kind of stop and talk to it, and then I speak to the owner, and it just cheers me up. It brings such a smile to my face. So just
Yeah.
simple, little everyday things can make a difference to just making yourself happy.
And I hear you love
Yeah.
ice cream too.
Yes, I do love ice cream. I I treat myself to it very often. That's why I have to ride my bike and walk as much as because yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, and all the best with your journey. And may the readathon bring many, many more readers who can
Oh,
support
thank you
this
so much.
wonderful charity.
Thank you for your support. And your boys are taking part?
They are, yes, they are.
Awesome. So I hope they enjoy it. And one real cool thing is when you register, you get to like choose avatars.
Okay.
So there's like princesses, there's a knight in shining armor, there's dragons, there's like a mermaid, there's all these different avatars, and the more books you read and the more money you raise, you get to add things to your avatar.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
So like the princess can get like a bow staff or like a tiara or something, and you know the knight in shining armor can get like special shields and swords and stuff. So the more you read and the more books you read and the more money you fundraise, you get to add to your avatar. So hopefully your boys will enjoy that.
They will. I love that because they're doing something at the moment that is very much based around reward systems. So they're forever adding little quirky things on their avatars. So that's so great. I love that they've brought that in there.
Yeah, the website's amazing. There's so much to do there. It's very interactive. It's very colorful. It's very child friendly and adult friendly. So no one should have an issue with the website.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you again and take care.
Thank you. Bye,
All the
everyone.
best. See you.
Bye.
Oh, lost my mouse.